Hey vintage comic fans, it's Fens the Spook, coming at you with an eBay purchase video this time. Thought I'd just kind of showcase some of the stuff I've gotten in the last week. Saved it up, so, there's a couple here. The comics are tilted a little bit funny this time because I'm really getting sick of that glare. I'm going to do what I can to find a better place to shoot, but I kind of like shooting in front of all the horror books here. But anyway, so yeah, the first one here is Showcase 77. Even though it says Angel and the Ape in big titles, it is a showcase book. This is first appearance of Angel and the Ape. I got this on eBay. Actually came in the mail today. Packaged nice and everything. Angel and the Ape is kind of one of those DC titles that falls in the almost like Hanna-Barbera type thing. I'm not really sure why I like these, but I just really do. I like the late 60s, early 70s. I guess they're called teen titles. Angel and the Ape. There's a couple like Fox and Crow, which is kind of a kid's title. And just a lot of this stuff, it just reminds me of the Hanna-Barbera cartoons. You can probably see that in this cover a little bit here. So just real quick about Angel and the Ape. That's Angel there in the middle with the white hair. Her name's Angel O'Day. You can see their names right there on the private investigator's door, rather. And the ape is named Sam Simeon. It's kind of a goofy comic. I mean, there's nothing really outstanding about it except the art. I just really love the Bob Oxner art. Again, I keep saying Hanna-Barbera, but that's just really what this looks like to me. Very, very late 60s, 70s, very, stylized in that sense. I just noticed that she has a whip. I'm not really sure what that's about. Maybe a little kinky. I don't know. Maybe it's a bondage cover, Who knows? Anyway, the premise, though, again, is that they're just private investigators. The book's real goofy. Has a lot. It's just kind of a joking thing. But yeah, it's really the art that just draws me. Again, it's Bob Oxner. He did a lot of these teen-style books. I think he did like Swinging with Scooter and other stuff like that. And he ended up moving on to superhero stuff. I know he's fairly well known for his ambush bug stuff. So yeah, Showcase presents number 77, Angel and the Ape, first appearance. I'll try to get a little closer. This particular book's a bit of a disappointment to me. Let's see if you can get it in there. It's got some color breaks to it, and it's got some chipping up at the top. The problem with that is that I kind of goofed when I bought this book. This was kind of a noob mistake here. I was on eBay making offers, and I made an offer for this book, thinking that it was fine or very fine, because I was, I thought that's what it said. And the guy took my offer or whatever, it shipped, and it came here, and then it kind of, showed up in this shape, and there's nothing wrong with it. The book's real solid, but it's more like a very good plus or something like that, like maybe a 4 or 5 or a 5. And so I was kind of a little upset. I went online and looked at the auction, and sure enough, it literally says very good plus, not very fine plus. So I blew it. I made an offer on a book that was much lower grade than I realized. I actually got another one of these coming here in a couple of days to kind of make up for it. But, this will be the reading copy, But yeah, so there we go, Showcase number 77. The next couple are just, more Angel and the Ape. These are, I don't want to say they're tough to get. Ooh, that glare is just brutal, isn't it? These aren't really tough to get. They're certainly not, like, number-wise scarce or anything. But, when you go to dealers at cons and you ask for these books, a lot of times, they kind of just shake their heads at you because, they're not going to bring stuff like this. People aren't generally going to show up looking for Angel and the Ape or Hawk and Dove or any of that kind of weird stuff. It's kind of a niche market, so while you wouldn't think they're super hard to get, and they're really not, they really don't show up in person very often. This is kind of an online book you have to kind of seek out. So, yeah, that's kind of what I was doing here. Again, Angel and the Ape's kind of I guess, a guilty pleasure of mine. But you can really see it in this title. I really like this cover. It's very, Bob Oxner again, very 60s, 70s. The ape's got, the medallion, and I think that's a sitar. I'm not entirely sure what you call that. But, the case of the missing go-go girls, I don't know. It's pretty goofy, but I just like these. And I got 1 through 4 here, which I'll skip through them in just a second. I got numbers 1 through 4 for like $7 on a bid, so I was real happy with that. Unfortunately, when you do see these in shops or in cons, typically the person will say, wow, this is a 1968 DC book, this is Silver Age, Bronze Age, whatever, this is going to be 30, 40 bucks, and maybe someone will pay that, but I don't know, I try to get these on deals, so I was real happy to get these at like just a couple bucks a piece, it was real good. So there's number 1. Somebody told me that Wally Wood did the inking on the interiors here. I don't know if that's true or not. I know in the showcase, the one we looked up, or we'll go back for just a second here. The showcase, I know that is not the case here. In the showcase, it is not Wally Wood. Wally Wood's well, actually, the little book of his right here. Wally Wood is a pretty famous crime and horror, as the book says, crime and horror illustrator. He did a lot of stuff, coloring and illustrating and stuff like that. But he definitely does not do the inking in showcase for Angel and the Ape. He may do it on these. I don't know. I didn't look at the interiors on these yet. I just, took them out of their bags and put them in some My Lights, which are these kind of, nicer, higher grade book bags here. But so Angel and the Ape number 1. There's Angel and the Ape number 2. I really like this cover. I think the most of all of them. This book has a little bit of damage down here. It's definitely the lowest grade of the 4, but it's still a pretty nice book overall. No big problems there. I don't know why, but I just like this. The guy kind of bullying Angel, getting in her face, and the ape's about to double him up. So I don't know. There's something really cool about that. I just really like it. What's funny about the way the ape is portrayed in the comic, people don't realize he's an ape, or I don't know. They don't seem to. They just treat him like a human who's dressed kind of funny or looks kind of funny. Girls are often attracted to him. So it's kind of a weird dynamic. He doesn't speak English. He speaks ape, and Angel understands him. So I don't know. Again, just kind of a really kind of strange pairing, and I've always kind of liked this. So I was glad to finally get a couple of copies of these. Here's Angel and the Ape number 3. Really like the colors on this one, the pinks and the purples and the blues. I don't know, covers like this, they just don't make them anymore. I don't know, that's what every old man comic collector says. But and there's Angel and the Ape number 4. That one is kind of you can probably tell immediately, that one's a little bit more controversial, I guess, and especially in today's politically correct environment. The yellow-skinned Chinaman all over the cover, or whatever they're supposed to be depicting there. I don't know. I don't really get hung up with all that stuff. It doesn't bother me too much. Just a cool cover. Definitely not as cool as the others, I don't think. Kind of, not really. I'm not even sure that's Bob Oxner, to be honest with you. It probably is, though. Everybody gets a little bit different looking every time they start drawing more and more comics. The drawings, rather, they kind of, morph a little bit as things go on. So that's the Angel and the Ape set. That's something I got off eBay. I was real happy with those. This thing here, this coverless comic, is something a little bit special here. Again, this is just a personal treasure of mine. This is something I got on an auction. This is actually House of Mystery number 1. I'll try to bring it in a little bit closer so you guys can see. It does have the staples. I'm not sure what that black stuff is around the staples. It might just be rust migration, but it's not brown. It's black. It's like a burn mark or something. So that may be what happened to the cover. Anyway, if you've seen my other videos, you know I like House of Mystery. I'm a big House of Mystery fan, and this is number 1 from 1951. Super rare. Well, again, I use the term rare. I don't think it's officially listed as scarce or rare or anything, but there's only 1 or 2 on eBay usually if you look. Sometimes none. Dealers don't have this at cons usually. And, it's just something I've been really kind of wanting. Of course I wanted it with a cover, not coverless. But again, it's 1951. It's a tough book to find, and it was $30. At $30, it's a no-brainer. I'd do it again in a heartbeat. There's something really cool about this, and it's going to be tough because of the camera angle here. But I'll try to get you a few shots of the interior because this book is in really good shape for being 1951. I will be bagging it and boarding it immediately as soon as I'm done with this video. But that's the cool thing about it, is I'm not really afraid to handle it too much because it is already coverless. It's already to the point where it's not valuable to most collectors. I'm going to go ahead and give you an interior shot here. Most collectors probably wouldn't really be interested in this. I think this is kind of whoops, sorry, let me try that again. This is kind of what they call a reader copy. See, I'm not even really afraid to kind of gently bend the pages back a little bit. So again, there's a cool shot of the interior. The covers the inks are really popping. I really enjoy this. I'm going to give it a read and put it away. I'll give you a shot of the back here. It is definitely something special to me. I don't expect most people to appreciate a coverless comic. And I would almost never buy these like this. But this book's, I don't know, I'm ballparking $200 to $400 in good, which is a pretty bad grade. So $30 coverless all day long. I'm real happy to get this. What's interesting to note, for those of you that are comic knowledgeable, is there's no indicia on the interior of this book down here. If you look in a modern comic, or really any comic, again, I don't dabble too much in Golden Age, so maybe this is something that's not in the Golden Age books like this, but in modern and even Silver Age, there's always a little portion down here that tells you when it was printed, what issue number it is, things like that. And it's kind of just an index to the comics, and every comic has it that I've seen. So this one doesn't. I was looking around online at scans of the interior of this book to make sure that this was indeed page number 1, because if you notice, there's no page numbers either. So I had to make sure that this was page number 1 and there wasn't anything missing. And I looked at the interior of the cover, and I didn't see an indicia. I didn't look very hard, so I may have just looked right past it. But so kind of just something interesting to note. Again, I don't want to pull it wide open and show you the centerfold or anything. I mean, a little bit paranoid to pop in a staple here or something. But anyway, so House of Mystery number 1, 1951, super cool pickup. I'm very, very happy. It's odd to say that over a coverless book, but anyway. So if you know anybody out there who can do a good reproduction cover, let me know. I'd be happy to purchase one of this comic. But anyway, thanks for tuning in, rather, guys. Thanks for staying with me. Like, subscribe, favorite, whatever you want to do. Doesn't matter. Appreciate any kind of patronage here. And if you have any requests or you want to see anything or up close or have any questions, just let me know.